the cloud. Okay, now I am going to bring yours up and then we'll be ready to go. You're on.
Okay. What this is all about is all of us have old memories. Those old memories come in different shapes and forms. This old memory is just basically about the building of my very first layout that was dedicated to primarily the mining, coal mining industry. And in this photo right here, this is where it all began in a room that was 13 by 14 in the basement. Next photo. And from there, I had a friend that gave me drew up some plans for me. And inside the room was this main peninsula of where the coal mine was going to be. Here, all of the track, everything as far as the landscape, tunnels, track, bridges, waterworks, and everything was done in advance before any of the coal mine construction. Next photo. This is the very first, well, first off, you get tired of looking at all that white. So I painted everything a muddy brown. And this is the foundation of where the coal mine was going to start. Next. This is the beginning stages of scratch building the coal mine, the coal tipple. The coal tipple sits right there, and in the back on the top left-hand side is where the coal mining area is going to be located. Next photo. And this is the coal mining area at the beginning of it, the double portal track location that went underneath the hill right there of the coal mine. Next photo. This right here, some of you know that I'm in the remodeling business, and we used to do a lot of reconstruction of staircases and buildings and homes and things like that. Most of them never took much more than about 2.5 to 3 weeks to complete. This little sucker right here took me a lifetime to get done. This is what the staircase, after I got it done, before pre-painting, that took it from the lower elevation to the upper level of the entry into the mine. Next photo. This is the lower level of where the entry went into the coal mine. Next one. This is, you can see where the coal shuttle goes from the coal mine to the coal tipple, and all of the vents that had to be constructed to support it from one location to the next. Next. This right here is just showing some of the scenery being applied in the coal mine area with the vents. That coal shuttle that went from the coal mine to the coal tipple, I'm going to estimate that it was taken in and out maybe 6,000 plus times over the process of building this. Next photo. This first thing that the coal tipple needed was a commercial loading. So this commercial loading station was built for delivery of coal to commercials by truck. Next photo. And this is looking at most of the coal mine, coal tipple being completed. The coal tipple had to have a weigh station, so that little building right there in front is the weigh station for the weighing of the coal deliveries. Next. And of course, the coal tipple had to have a power plant, and this was the beginning of the boiler house for delivery of steam to the coal tipple. Did somebody ask a question? Somebody ask a question? No. Okay. At the rear of that boiler house on the left-hand side, most people didn't realize, and I didn't realize, that a boiler house generates a lot of ash and cinders. So I had to have a method of getting this ash and the cinders out of the boiler house and dumped into a hopper. That right there is a little contraption that I made for exhibiting, getting rid of the cinders into a hopper. You'll see that in a little bit. Next photo. This is looking at that apparatus on the backside of the boiler house, which the boiler house had boilers. That was the conveyor that took it out and dumped it into a little bin. That little bin right there actually could be rotated to where it could dump out the contents of the cinders and the ashes into a hopper car. Next photo. This is looking at the coal mine lower level, some of the scenery that was done, the coal car buggies and that. Next photo. This is with some more of the scenery done with the coal miners, the machinery, the coal buggies. And there you can see that staircase that led from the lower level up to the upper level where the coal shuttle's located. Next photo. This right here is just an overall view from the coal mine to the coal tipple of a lot of the scenery that was done and what it looked like on the layout. Next photo. This is looking at the overburden, and coal mining. There's an awful lot of overburden, which is stuff that was not considered coal. And this is the dump pile that was generated on the rear of the coal mine. To the left right there, you can see the back end of the commercial coal loading station. Next photo. This is looking at the overburden area of the machinery that was used to load it into trucks and transport it to other locations and dump it into fields and areas. Next photo. This right here is just looking at a detailed photo of the staircases and that, and the little order board for the guys when they were loading up the coal cars as to which car got which is noticed on that little board up on the wall. Next photo. This is looking down, and if you see that black hopper car down there at the end, that would be brought up, and with me not being able to blow the picture up, that would have been brought up and brought down on the track to where that chute was up there on the top, up there by the opening on the left-hand side. I don't know if you can tell where it's at, Bob, with your cursor. But anyway, next, that right there, that's the coal hopper would be located right directly underneath that. And then it would be lowered to dump the ash and cinders into that hopper car. Next photo. This is the engine shed. The coal mine needed an engine to help move around the coal cars all over the place. And this is the engine shed that I built for the area. Next photo. And this is an overall view of the coal mine facility. I think a lot of you have seen this before. Everything you see was scratch built for the most part, with the exception of the water tower. The water tower is what was used to help supply water from the stream down below to the powerhouse. And that's just the overall view. Next photo. This is what was first seen when you walked into my layout room after that area was completed. And as I mentioned, all of this was just an old memory that has stayed with me from beginning to end. This portion of the layout took roughly 5 years to complete from one end to the area. When wife decided she'd like to move back to Kentucky, which I agreed. It's much warmer down here. Got a little bit cold this year. But putting all of this in a garbage can was kind of a heartbreak. But I did salvage most all of the buildings, all of the tracks, and the things for the next photo. New home, new beginning, new memories. And as you previously saw in all of the previous photos, I have a fond memory of all of that construction of the previous layout. And having been able to retain and salvage most of the structures and things that were involved with it, I decided to do the same thing on this new layout in a new location. This right here is the location of where the new coal mine area was going to be located. And this was the beginning of the construction of the layout. Next photo. Right in the previous coal mine, I had a tunnel that went underneath the coal mine. So this one had to have one also, but it was only a single track main that went underneath it. Next photo. This is the main area, the pallet where everything is going to be placed for the coal mine. This area provided me everything that I wanted to do in this new area. Next photo. Some of the things that are salvaged, this right here is the entrance to the lower level of the coal mine that was able to salvage it. Next photo. This is the tracks that the buggies came out of that coal mine tunnel to be emptied into the lower level loading station. Next photo. And there's the staircase relocated on this. I decided to build the coal mine as a diorama. This made it a lot easier because when you see it's finally placed, trying to bend over and get to this would have been an absolute impossibility. So this is the beginning of a diorama building, and just the three things were positioned for the tunnel, the exiting track, and the staircase. Next photo. This is the beginning of putting in rocks and structures and things to fit everything in place. As you can see, that's the overall coal tipple location, or excuse me, the coal mine location. This area is approximately almost 2 foot wide and about 14 inches tall. Next photo. This is doing nothing more than applying cardboard strips, this and that and the other, and more rocks glued in place to begin the structure, the overall landscape of the coal mine area. Next photo. Look at all of that white. Reminds me of snow that I hate in Michigan when I lived there. This is everything given a coating of plaster cloth and the beginning for adding additional, before adding additional scenic materials. Next photo. This is now after everything has been given a real good coating of drywall joint compound plaster. For the next photo, now everything looks like something that you want to look at. It's got a little bit more earthy tones to it with all of the items in place. It took, each time I did something, I had to verify that the location for the staircase was appropriate and all the legs still stood in the same position. Next photo. Down below the lower tunnel, coal mine tunnel, this is the point where the coal buggies will come out and dump the coal into a coal pit for pickup and delivery. Next photo. And there's the pit for the coal to be dumped into and the staircase to get up to that lower level. Next photo. At the upper level, that square opening right there is where the coal shuttle chute will be located, and there's the doorway into the upper level coal mine. Next photo. This is now everything has gotten a little bit of green look into it. So all of the areas that were brown were coated with glues and just various colors of material to indicate greenery were added. Next photo. And then there's more scenicking that was applied, trees and such, to give it more of an appearance of something that was located out in the middle of nowhere. Next photo. And this is what it looks like sitting up against the back wall. And from there to the front is almost 5 foot, and that would have been a hell of a reach to accomplish that. Off to the right-hand side, you can see part of the incline that would bring the coal cars up to the coal mine facility. Next photo. Now, on my previous layout, I had some trestle bridges of different types, and this one here needed a trestle also. So this is the area that I cut out just below where the coal mine would be. And the next photo, all of a sudden, well, there's a trestle. And this was set up to go in place. And later you'll see it all finished up. And then next photo, I realized after that from the incline to bring the coal cars and that up to the coal mine, was going to need some kind of a bridge to go across that tunnel that was below the coal mine. So I built a double track, double girder trestle bridge. Now you try to do that real fast and you can get it out better than me. But anyway, this is the beginning of building that structure to go from the across those portals. Next photo. Oh, there it is. The trestle is built, the girdles are in fit, and everything fits up nicely. This was quite a job to do when you're doing something in this particular scale. It's a little bit difficult to make sure that all of your clearances are correct. So it went along just fine. And there's the double track, double bridge girder, trestle bridge in place. Next photo. Then it was time to set the tracks coming up to the coal mine. And before all of that was done, the coal tipple was, I mentioned before, everything that was importance on the previous layout was salvaged, structures, bridges, and things that I could to be applied to this layout. The tipple was set up into place for the exact location. Once it was determined where it was going to be, then the tracks were set in place. That little cutout circle on the lower left-hand side, I always wanted an old-time turntable in the coal mine area. It just never allowed the space for it. So in this particular area, I made sure that I had an ample opportunity to put one in here. Next photo. Now, my idea was to take this little plastic kit, which was a 9-inch turntable, and to turn it into something that looked like this in the next photo. And there was my idea of an A-frame turntable for the coal mine area. Next photo. Most of you know that my wife had cancer, and over the years of traveling back from Somerset to Lexington, as we passed this area and many other areas over the years, going back and forth, she said, you know, I know what you want to do around your coal mine, but I think you can do something like this. And I said, well, maybe so. But after many trips, she convinced me that this was something I had to go with. I wasn't able to mimic it completely, but this was my attempt at doing it in the next photo. So I took some styrofoam, cut it into irregular shapes, and it was 3/4 of an inch thick, and I glued it around the front area where the coal mine would be. And you can see right there where the trestle has been removed so that the work can begin. Next photo. Oh, well, that's what it turned out to be. This is the area in which all of the area was my attempt at presenting a limestone shale type of look that's circumference the area of the coal mine. Next photo. This is a view looking down the track in front of that area. It gives you more of an idea of the texture of what that surface looked like. Next photo. Now, this is the coal tipple that was salvaged from Michigan. It was set in the place of where the marks identified where it would be. And the tracks in that area were all lined up, ballasted, and you can see the track just behind the coal tipple. That's where it was being placed in alignment with the A-frame turntable. Next photo. This is the shuttle conveyor, and that was set up to hook up to the back of the coal tipple. That right there is the arrangement that I made to line up the angle of the cuts for the attaching to the back of the coal tipple. This one here is almost about 20 inches long. The one in Michigan, believe it or not, was a grand total of 57 inches long. I had a lot of remarks, never seen one like that before. And I said, well, if you ever lived in Kentucky like I did at an earlier age, my grandpa had the opportunity to take me around places and look at coal mines. There's one that was over 2.5 miles long, located in southeast Kentucky around Maysville. It's not there anymore, but that gives you an idea of how long they could probably be. Next photo. Well, there's that coal shuttle in place and the beginning of the bents being made that would hold it up in place on the rear of the coal tipple on over to the coal mine, and the tracks laid in place. You can see the delivery of the coals that were dropped by the buggies from the lower part of the coal mine. Next photo. This is the new location of the commercial coal tipple for delivery of coal to the commercial trucks for delivery out to different places. And another view of the coal tipple and the shuttle conveyors for each of them. Next photo. And there's the new location of the boiler house, and it has its shuttle conveyor that's hooked up to the side of the coal tipple for delivery of coal to the boiler house. And the A-frame turntable has got its location, and back over there on the left-hand side, you can see where the engine shed will be located, and the small little building in between that and the coal dumping station of the lower level where the coal miner shack and coal mine office is located. Next photo. We had to have a bridge for traffic and personnel to get to the coal mine. So this was where the bridge was going to be located. You can see that down there at the bottom where the pier were going to be, and up top is where the bridge abutment will be. Next photo. This is a bridge that was salvaged from the previous layout that's provided transportation to get to and from the coal mine. Next photo. This right here is just looking at the view of the lower level of the coal mine. You can see the coal mine office and building and the machinery and that's located around the coal miners. on the staircase going up to the upper level. That's in the entry to the upper level where the coal shuttle's located. Next photo. This is looking at the commercial coal tipple delivery. That's all finished, located and placed, and scenic and that. And right there behind that truck, you can see where the weigh house is located. For the trucks would come in empty, weighed, they come back around, get filled up, reweighed how much was going out for signing charges. Next tip photo. And this is an overall look of the coal mine area of all the miners, the coal buckies, the equipment that was used to move coal into trucks for delivery and things of that nature. And much more scenery is applied. Next photo. This is another view of the boiler house with the water tower in place. This is the same water tower that was on the previous layout. And down there below is the pump house that was used to identify water being pumped up your water tower on the previous house. Behind that pump house, you can see, I haven't finished working it out yet, but there is the cinder conveyor that will bring out the cinders and ashes from the boiler house. Next photo. This you remember on the previous layout photos, this is a look at that same area that almost completely represents the previous one. You can see the order board on the side up there of what the personnel had to do for setting up cars for specific types of coal. Next photo. And this is the A-frame turntable, and you can see an engine coming out from the engine shed and the scenery that was done to accommodate it. Next photo. This is an overall look of the coal mine, trying to make it look busy and a lot of junk around, a lot of things that would normally be used. The engine house on the bottom left-hand side with the barrels and all the junk that's associated with an engine house. The coal tipple is named after my very first grandchild, which is my grandson. The area doesn't have a specific name because it didn't have a specific name. It's just named the coal mine. Next photo. This is looking at that. This is looking at the double track girder trestle bridge. This is the scenery that was completed around it as it passed up to the coal mine. Next photo. This is looking at some of the scenery and what was accomplished of the coal mine area, looking at everything from the east side of this overall structure. Next photo. This is looking at it from a more of an elevated view to the coal mine. Next photo. This is looking at it from the west side. You can see the engine house, the coal tipple, the bore house, the A-frame turntable, and various other structures that have adorned the coal mine area. Next photo. This is looking at it straight on from the very front view of everything. This is practically gets everything in view. It's mostly completed. Every now and then I go back in and do a little bit more detailing and a little bit more detailing. And every time you turn around a week later, you find something else that can be added. And this is the memory that was completed in the next photo. You remember the photo of what you saw when you first came in my layout in Michigan. This is the memory that I've created for myself in the development of this structure right here of this coal mine. This had all of the elements that I was looking for. And when people come in to see what I've done, this is the first thing that they're introduced to. So in the last picture, remember this, you never know when you are making a memory. So make it something that it's happy for you to remember. That's all, guys.